You take him up on that so that he can finish, or you let him finish? And
I want to take him up on that. I don't want him to go too far before I take him up on that, because he wants social facilities. Do you mean that now, when government is providing social facilities, people should be starved to death?
People would not be starved.
Excuse me,
I'm talking to you about. You didn't let me finish.
No,
you
just wait. 1 minute. One moment. Just 1 moment.
Okay, 1 second.
1 moment.
Okay.
1 moment. So we mean that even in UK, even in US,
yes,
where all their amenities are working,
yes,
they are not paid. Look at what I've just said now with my analysis. Even the minimum wage is $1,257.
It's not a problem.
Their transportation works, everything works, there's electricity, and everything works right there.
Excuse me,
so
madam.
why can't our government provide all these facilities and amenities?
Exactly. So
by the time they finish providing, and then we should not be starved to death before they provide all this.
Exactly. You
If
see,
they want to get medical facilities, they travel abroad. What do they give us here, right in Nigeria?
Madam, calm down.
What do they give us?
Calm down.
Respond.
No, workers are very annoyed in this
country.
country.
I agree with you. I'm just saying that is not the battle you should be fighting. That is what I'm saying. Okay? You talked about 18,000 naira, and I've told you, as of late 80s, both my parents retired from the Lagos state government. I'm sure they were earning as little as 354 naira or something.
The economy.
Let me finish.
The economy reality then. The economy reality then.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Not
so the
now.
first thing we should do, and I keep telling you again, there was a time in civil service, ma, with due respect, I don't know how long you worked. There was a time my father would come home with a carton of milk. Okay, there was a time that I needed to take vaccination, and then we had to go to the state government at
ask all our leaders. Ask our leaders.
Hold on, man.
Ask them.
Hold on. So what I'm saying to you, if for example you are coming to this table and saying as a Nigerian Labour Congress, you are instituting an action to say governors should start accounting for security votes, then that makes sense. If you are coming to this table and saying that no to pilgrimage, your right to religion is your business. We should not adopt any state religion, so we save about 500 million naira from pilgrimage that does not make sense. From pilgrimage you undertake and you don't come back with any values that affect the country. From pilgrimages which you go and you lose your lives. If we save 500 million from there, then we can provide amenities for you and you won't even remember that 18,000 naira is what you are earning. As you are seated there, man, if government was paying your children's school fees, you won't complain about 18,000 naira. Today, I know that even in private universities, you are paying upwards of $1 million and above. Lagos State University that I went to at the time was called the Glorified Secondary School. I went to it and it boasted of, excuse me, ma, the best law faculty at the time. Today, I'm not sure that the first choice for me or my family is for my children to attend tertiary institution in this country. So the first thing you should be talking about is re-engineering the economy. The first thing you should be talking about is reorientating the civil servant.
Okay,
yes, I have to tell you this.
Energy.
I have to.
She's saying, should the people starve while you're re-engineering?
And I'm telling you,
Exactly what
hold
I'm
on,
saying.
we had a bailout and I will answer that
You will come
question.
back.
I will answer that question. Unfortunately, it's not the topic today. Do you know that the bailout that was given, and I'm sure you will support that bailout, do you know it was unconstitutional? The constitution is very clear on appropriation of state funds from the consolidated revenue account. It says that you must pass laws by the time you budget, so that your budget is in consonance with those laws that have been passed by your state house of assembly. What did our president do? He came out and said civil servants are dying in so states. You've told me not to mention names. So what does he do? He puts it out in the news, first of all, as usual. Brigandage. He puts it out in the news, we are going to bail out states. And then they went ahead and started deducting money from our coffers. Have you ever, as NLC, asked those governors what they did with your funds, why they cannot pay salaries? Did the president take the approval, obtain the approval of the National Assembly before he appropriated that, which is an impeachable offense? Okay? So what we should be talking about is financial discipline.
All right. Okay, let's come back. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, let me start from where he said the president gave bailout. From that bailout point, which was not appropriated, from that bailout point, is still part of corruption in which we are talking about.
So she agrees with me 100%.
Yeah, even most of the state governors, you understand, that took this bailout, how many of them have paid the workers? Even how many? Many of them even paid the workers half of the salary. Now, NSC is coming out to come and tell the whole world, tell Nigerians, that politicians have gone too far, you understand, and they have taken things too far. And workers will not sit back, will not fold their arms to make sure that workers who toil day and night to work for the wealth of the nation have been suffered in any way. No, we won't take it. This is part of how Arab Spring started. You understand? And now, it has gone into a full-blown spring of war in Arab countries. And the same way, the governors want to, they want to plunge this country into a chaos. They want to send Nigeria into a war zone because the workers, who are about 60% of this country, we will not fold our arms to see that workers are dying, to see that the governors, the governors will sit in wealth.
I do understand that NLC
of the taxpayers' money.
I do understand that NLC is not looking to take up arms against government. But he mentioned some things here which I think you should also answer. He asked a question. He said, has the NLC instituted any class action suit against government to say account for security votes, or to say, how did you use the bailout funds? Has the NLC gone to the politicians to say, what are you doing with our monies? The taxes you're deducting from our salaries all these years, what have you been doing with it? Has the NLC done that?
I suspect that's a theoretical question.
Yeah, I'm coming. No. With the way things are going now, and with the feedback that we've gotten from most of the states, NLC is going to take very, very drastic action now. You've seen the president of NLC coming out to state the minds of the workers.
That was in November.
Yeah, to state the mind of the workers. And even right now, in Abuja, NLC meeting, NEC meeting is going on right now to take very, very drastic decision against all these governors.
But guess what?
Who can take 1.2 million naira for fuel? And that is about 140-something thousand. That's senators, representatives. They can take like 140,000 naira for fueling of their vehicles every month. They can take like 140,000 naira for domestic workers. They can take like 150,000 for newspaper allowances. They can appropriate different kind of allowances that are not even found
but they are
for
not
themselves.
They don't appropriate for themselves.
Have an advice.
I'm coming. All these allowances, are they part of their salary?
I have an advice for you.
You understand? I'm coming. Okay. Not the advice this time. Go and advise all these governors. Because of the kind of lifestyle they are living. You understand? Nigerians are watching. People are very, very angry with our governors now. Look at one state now. You said we should not mention a state. State who have failed to even pay the workers fully their salaries, want to spend 600 million naira for decoration, Christmas decoration. Is that what we are saying now? Will that put food on the table of the workers? 600 million for that purpose. You can see the kind of... He also said some
states have been spending money on pilgrimage. What has NLC done about that? And it's not constitutional.
It has never been mentioned.
That's what he said.
Well,
it has never been mentioned by
pilgrimage or for whatever, if they've been paying the salaries of the workers and they could still manage their IGR, their resources, that is their problem.
Which is unconstitutional.
But our own problem is that pay the workers who toil day and night.
No,
pay them their wage.
You're missing what he's saying.
Pay them their wage.
The state governors have been flouting the Constitution.
The Constitution.
The pilgrimage, according to him,
all of us
Nigeria
have responsibilities. It's not only the workers. All Nigerians have responsibilities on that. All of us have to speak. We have to speak out. We don't need to keep quiet.
Okay, but
we all have to institute actions.
On minimum wage.
Yes.
But
look
where
at it.
money is wasted, he's saying that money is wasted.
I'm coming. Let me take it up in this way.
Okay.
If you have to look at the problems of this country, you have to give it to NLC. In most of the instances, NLC has always been the voice and always been the voice for the masses.
Should be.
We've always ever been coming out to come and fight for the oppressed.
Yes.
To come and, take up the government at all times in Nigeria. But what do we have? By the time NLC call out people on strike or whatever, on action against the government, by the time you take it the first day, the second day, even the third day, it is the people that you are fighting for that will start fighting against the NLC. We are tired of sitting down at home. Are we not going to go and sell our market? Are we not going to go out of their houses? You understand what I'm saying? They will start to take it up against NLC. If all of us, you understand what I'm saying, we can look at what is happening in the situation generally, and we can agree with Nigerian Labour Congress. We've always been the voice of the masses and the oppressed. And we've always been the voice of the oppressed in Nigeria. Who are the oppressed? The masses. The little group of the elites in Nigeria. They don't want the masses to survive in this country. And that is why they want to take even the 18,000 naira starvation salary.
Madam.
Wage. They still want to take it away. They still want to cut it. Let us look at the drugs in their houses. What are the kind of food they give them to eat? Even some of the workers that earn this 18,000 naira, the food they eat is not better than what the drugs in the houses of all these politicians. It's not better than what they eat.
Madam.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you come here now to come and sit down and to come and support or to come and state that the salary should be reduced, then you are offending the sensibility
No,
of
he is
the
not
workers
saying,
of
he
this
has not
country.
said, did you say it should be reduced?
What I've said to you, madam, is that we should re-engineer your fight.
No, are you
Hold
saying
on.
it should be reduced?
If it is reduced, sir, and we are sure of effective transport system, hold on a minute, we are sure of good health care. Hold on a minute.
No,
We are
hold on,
sure.
Is it
hold
right
on,
now
hold on.
that the
Hold on,
governors
all
will
right,
reduce
hold on.
it, that
You
we will
need
be
to-
sure of
you need to hold
effective
on.
transportation
You
Hold
have
on.
system?
borrowed as much as possible.
All these
Everybody
years
is
that
borrowing.
we have this
Ceci,
democracy, what
everybody-
have we ever had?
Okay, one second.
What have we ever had? It's promises upon promises, failed promises from
But you
the,
vote
from
them
the
every
country.
time.
Okay,
Failed
one
promises,
second,
failed
one
states.
second.
NLC,
No
as a
electricity.
worker, you vote.
No, road networks is bad.
Did you
Everything
ask?
is
Did
failed
you
in
ask
this
for their
country.
plan for you?
Education
Did you
has
ask for
gone
a plan
down.
for the
Everything
economy
has gone
when
down.
you were voting?
Even
You
governor, even
overwhelmingly
a former
voted
governor in
them in.
this country that boasted to the whole world that he had a very good facility, medical facility, that he has spent all the money of the state on. He had just a small road crash. The next moment we heard that he's already in abroad.
And what did NLC do about it?
And is the only NSC?
Oh, you see my problem.
Is the
We are-
only
we are
NSC
fighting
in this
about-
country?
hold on, madam.
Is the only NSC?
Okay, all right,
Everybody
all right,
has
all right.
responsibility
Ceci,
in this
one second.
country.
All right.
Not only NSC.
We will have to
NSC
take
is
a break.
responsible for the
Ceci.
workers, but also to the oppressed
Okay.
masses, I tell
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a moment, we'll take a break, and we'll come back. We still have this issue, and my class action, pilgrimage, re-engineering the economy, /don't slash. But let's see some of the comments that have come in here. Chinedu says, place Yinka on 18,000 minimum wage while the government works on providing good amenities. Then bring him back on face-off. And he laughs. Ajasa says, if they want to slash it, then the politicians should be ready to be placed on the minimum wage too, as in 18,000 naira. Ijembe says, slash minimum wage and increase corruption in public sector. Jide, NLC should be concerned about the shambolic welfare of workers in the private sector, not only making noise about minimum wage. Igbomosa says, reduction in wages may penalize the poorest in our society. Finally, Shua, before we go on break, says 18,000 naira should remain as minimum wage. NLC and TLC should rather fight for the value of the naira to appreciate. We'll take a moment. I'll be back. Don't go away.